Coming to you live from a somewhat sunny but a clear Dunning Field right now. Ian Nicholas, Carter Ellis, and the rest of the NCTV 78 crew bringing to you the live action of this state quarterfinal game. It's the new Canaan Rams, the 1 seed in the tournament, undefeated at 19-0, and they are matched up with the third best team in the state according to the coaches poll, but only the 9th best team in the bracket, the Wilton Warriors. Joined by Carter Ellis here, my co-commentator. Carter, this should be a great game. New Canaan is looking to go 20-0 right now. It's unbelievable what they put together after winning the FCIAC championship on Saturday, and now they're looking to win a state title too. How difficult is this task going to be to go against Wilton today? And then whoever wins this game, they're going to have to play Darien on Tuesday. This is a rough road on this side of the bracket where 8 of the top 10 teams in the state, according to the latest coaches poll, are on this side of the bracket. It is a crazy fight to get to the championship.
Right, and that's what I was going to say. I mean, just like we were talking about before the broadcast, I mean, this many, top-notch teams on this side of the bracket, it's definitely a great competition, and definitely going to have to showcase what they're made of before the championship game. And this is a great matchup, number 1 versus number 3, before facing off against what would be Darien on Tuesday. So definitely going to be a hard-fought matchup here at Dunning.
It definitely will be. This game was in jeopardy of being played tonight, as it was originally scheduled to be played at 5 o'clock, but due to inclement weather, including thunderstorms, it was pushed back to 7, and somehow, some way, the weather is cleared up, and the call was correct from the athletic department here, and it looks like we will play, and we'll play a full game. So here it is. It's the state semifinals, the state quarterfinals. It's the new Canaan Rams and the Wilton Warriors. They met once before this year. It was in the middle of April, in New Canaan's 3rd game of the year, and New Canaan was narrowly able to pull out a victory 8-6 in one of our closest games of the year. Wilton, they've got some great players, including a pair of juniors that are committed to play at D1 schools, so it should be a fun one. Wilton was bounced in the state semifinals 2 years ago in 2019 by Darien. Meanwhile, New Canaan also lost to Darien in the state playoffs 2 years ago, albeit it was in the championship game. So both teams are trying to win today, trying to beat Darien on Tuesday. We'll see how it goes. We got about half a minute before this one starts. And Carter, what is the key to the game for New Canaan? Really quickly, what is the number 1 facet? Is it draws? Is it goalie play, offense, defense? What are you looking for New Canaan to stay perfect?
I think just controlling the ball in the offensive zone. As you said, they have 2 top-notch juniors, both on the defensive end. One committed to Bucknell, a defensive player, and the goalie committed to Princeton. So just having that ball control and being able to put the pressure on early is what's going to take it to this top-notch, very talented Wilton defense.
That it will. The buzzer sounds in the background. We'll bring it back to the field. This NCTV 78 live stream is underway. We'll bring it to PA announcer Bill Brown right now, who will take us through the starting lineups and the national anthem for this state playoff game. We'll see you in a second. All right, we are ready for this one. New Canaan Rams and the Wilton Warriors. New Canaan looking to stay undefeated pick up their 20th win on the year and advance to their 4th straight Class L semifinal game. The Wilton Warriors also, for the 2nd straight year, looking to get back to the Class L semifinals. It's the number 1 team in the coaches poll all year long, New Canaan, and the team that has been in the 3 spot all year long, the Wilton Warriors. So we'll see how it goes down, and we will be just underway. The 2 key defenders that Carter alluded to in the pregame show, number 3 for Wilton, Catherine Deneen, a junior heading to Bucknell in 2 years, and then also the junior goaltender, number 14, Amelia Hughes, who will be playing collegiately at Princeton. They've also got a couple other recruits, including both the senior McMorris sisters, number 6, Katie, will be playing at Oberlin College next year, and her twin sister, Erin, will play at Catholic University. They've also got number 13, Kyra Howard, a senior captain, and she is committed to play at the Coast Guard Academy. So they've got a strong lineup. They were bounced by Darien in the FCIAC semifinals by a score of 12-6. Sophomore Chloe Humphrey had 6 goals in that game to power Darien past the Wilton Warriors. And then we also saw in the first round of states on Tuesday, Wilton blew out the 8 seed Conard 18-0. So let's see how it goes down here. It will be either Kaylee Harden or Mckenna Harden for New Canaan with the opening draw. Kaylee Harden dominated draw controls last Saturday, and New Canaan's first FCIAC championship game win in 28 years. But it will be Mckenna for the opening draw here, and she's matched up with number 26, a freshman, Ashley Masterson.
That's right, Ian, a freshman, and the sister, same last name of Grant Masterson, the one who put it away for the Wilton Warriors against the guys in the FCIAC playoffs, the Army commit.
Yes.
So definitely a lacrosse family over there across town in Wilton.
Yes, strong family ties in the game of lacrosse, but not too strong an effort there on the draw as Mckenna Harden is going to win the opening draw of this game for New Canaan. She'll swing it over to USC-bound junior Hollis Mulry, and a quick flip to the Trinity-bound senior Quinn McKiernan. McKiernan, the cut to Patton, and it's almost routine at this point. The Patton cut, the McKiernan assist, New Canaan already up 1-0, just 23 seconds into this game, sniping one to the left of goalie Amelia Hughes.
That's right, Ian. And something I was going to say before that play unfolded so quickly is definitely the plethora of college commitments on the New Canaan end of things. But even though they have their strong, talented starters, their depth is something that is unmatched in this state tournament, something that a lot of other teams do not have. So that's something that New Canaan will be able to, enjoy throughout the game, is being able to put the pressure on throughout the match.
That time it was Kyra Howard at the draw for Wilton, and she will win them the possession, looking to respond and knot this game up at 1 after the quick strike from the Cornell-bound junior in the FCIAC championship game MVP, Dylan Patton. She had 3 goals in the big game on Saturday. Wilton moving it around the perimeter. Here's Morgan Lebeck, the junior, defended by senior Emma Shue, and she will get it over to number 20, sophomore Emerson Patillo. Patillo pushed away by Kaylee Harden. Some good defense. Now working it behind the cage to number 2, Lucy Corey. Courtney O'Connell, the senior captain for New Canaan. On defense, now Ella Patterson, number 24. Wilton staying patient, looking for a good shot. There's the spin, but it does not break Mckenna Harden's stride. Number 16, Addison Patillo, the freshman with the move. Here's the older Patillo, Emerson. Emerson looks for the shot, trying to go low, loses the ball, and it is New Canaan's ball. I believe that is a crease violation on Emerson Patillo and a turnover on Wilton's opening possession.
That's right. That was definitely a vital possession for the Wilton Warriors, as it might be one of the few this game New Canaan's offense is just so good at controlling the ball and keeping it in their team's stick. So Wilton is really going to need to use every chance they get.
They really are, as Hollis Mulry moving from right to left is going to hit the right post. And it looks like she was fouled while putting that shot up. So she's going to get a free position right in front of a cage. What a golden opportunity for Hollis Mulry with over 22 minutes left to go. And it will go for Hollis Mulry. The junior makes it 2-0 New Canaan just over 2.5 minutes into this game. And that is as easy as it gets, Carter, for a talented offensive player like her.
Exactly. And as I was saying, Ian, Wilton's just going to need to use every chance they get to put something on the board and take advantage of every opportunity, because the smallest turnover such as that, like a crease violation in the offensive zone, New Canaan's going to make you pay. And Hollis Mulry, the USC-bound junior, does exactly that.
2 goals, 2 juniors. They made plays all year for New Canaan. Dylan Patton and Hollis Mulry, just 2 minutes 31 seconds into this game in the state quarterfinals, a commanding 2-0 lead, but also a second straight draw will be won by Wilton's Kyra Howard. She is getting it done, giving her team a chance in the early going. Kaylee Harden with the defense up against Addison Patillo. Now with the ball, it's Lebec, and Lebec is going to move it over to her right. Now bringing it behind the cage, looking for the pass. Over to Lucy Corey. Corey back behind the cage. Now on the wing. On Wilton's second offensive possession of the game. New Canaan looking to get back to their 3rd straight state championship game, and it's going to be plays like that defensively that get them there, as Mckenna Harden and Emma Shue team up to cause that turnover. And then Mckenna Harden's going to get stripped herself inside the 40. It's Molly Snow, the sophomore, with the stick check. And then another turnover. This time Devin Russell is going to pry it free from number 21, Maya Snyder. And New Canaan right back on the offensive. Stella Nolan gets it to Quinn McKiernan. McKiernan had a brilliant FCIAC championship game. A goal and 3 assists. 2 to Dylan Patton. They're going to get it back to her here. She finds the cutter, and Stella Nolan does not drill it in front of a crease. It will stay with New Canaan.
Not for nothing, Ian. Even though this Wilton-New Canaan matchup back in April was so close, that 8-6 victory by New Canaan, that was their, 3rd game?
It was.
In the season. And everyone knows the storied season of the New Canaan girls team, how they came back after a COVID scare. Their first game after only 1 practice against Darien. Oh, what a shot.
Dylan Patton shoots right, deflected off the ground by Hughes, and it will stay with New Canaan. Kaylee Harden with it.
And, they did not have a lot of experience going into that game, a lot of practicing. So I think after, coming back, 19 straight wins, this will definitely be a more comfortable game for New Canaan in terms of, their skill set.
That is what the New Canaan hopeful are praying for, that the Rams, now deep into their season, deep into their postseason run, they defeated Ridgefield 15-5 in the first round on Tuesday. A top Ridgefield team, one of the top 10 teams in the coaches poll. And they are just rolling, clicking on all cylinders. Mckenna Harden moves it to Hollis Mulry. McKiernan, just over 19.5 left to go in the first half. Kaylee Harden swings it to her sister McKenna. Hollis Mulry, right side of the cage. New Canaan just making the simple passes. McKiernan can't find the cutter. Patton now takes it herself. She'll shoot, and it's deflected away by Amelia Hughes. But Stella Nolan finds the ground ball. Keeps it with the Rams. Just providing themselves with extra opportunities to pad to this 2-0 lead. New Canaan, a finished runner-up in the state tournament back in 2019, losing to Darien. Mckenna Harden gets the pass, and too high on that shot. But playing back Quinn McKiernan, she will keep it with her Rams. But New Canaan, they finished runner-up in 2019 to Darien. The year before, they did win their first ever Class L state tournament up against Ridgefield. Here's Kaylee Harden moving to her right. Dumps it off to Mulry. McKiernan gets the ball. Now comes in front of the cage.
This is an interesting formation here by the Wilton defense. Definitely locking down each of the New Canaan offensive players so closely. And this is what they're going to have to do for the rest of the game. I mean, they're really doing a great job. Not something that works for every team, but it's working for them to shut down this high-powered New Canaan offense.
Wilton head coach Meredith Adamicki's got to be happy with how her team has adjusted defensively, but maybe not, as Quinn McKiernan was fouled by a Wilton defender, and it looks like McKiernan's going to have a free position from the left side of the cage. Let's see if she decides to pull the trigger. McKiernan moves in. She lets it go, and she misses wide right, but a flag is pulled out as McKiernan was shoved to the turf. And it looks like New Canaan is going to be woman up. Checking out number 20, Emerson Patillo. That's going to be a 2-minute violation on her. She'll head to the box for 2 minutes. And 1 minute. And New Canaan's going to be woman up. Let's see if they can capitalize.
Yeah, Ian, this Wilton defense definitely doing everything they can to put a stoppage here. What a save by Amelia Hughes.
Speaking of stops, there's not one of them. She gets the first stop on Quinn McKiernan, but the rebound is going to go in. And I believe that was Dylan Patton, if I'm not mistaken, who found the bottom of the net for the second time already.
And what I was going to say was, would have been a great point if Dylan Patton didn't put that right in there. But I was going to say that Wilton is doing their best here. And I think that taking the fouls like that are something that is necessary in trying to stop New Canaan, because they do have such a good goalie in Amelia Hughes, who can stop those types of shots, who just stopped a shot like that from Quinn McKiernan there. So if Wilton can bear down and stop those second chance opportunities, I think they can have a real chance at this game.
So Dylan Patton scores her second goal already. Kaylee Harden in for the draw, but it's a false start on number 13 for Wilton, Kyra Howard. And it's going to go right back to New Canaan. So New Canaan scores the woman-up goal. A free position for Quinn McKiernan. Blocked up and saved by Amelia Hughes, but she did not control the ball. The rebound collected by Dylan Patton, and she finished. New Canaan is still woman up for the next minute 35. Looking to add another one up against a 5-woman Wilton unit defensively. Picked off by the goalie. Gutsy play from Amelia Hughes. Now she's under duress and an illegal stick check on Devin Russell. And Hughes will pick it right back up. Great defensive play from the goalie there, Carter.
Yes, it was. And what a great job by keeping control there. She got absolutely swarmed by 2 New Canaan women behind the net. And just being able to hold on to the ball there and then draw the foul, this is a great job by Amelia Hughes.
Junior Gwyn Sullivan also does a great job herself of clearing it, and now Wilton is going to look to drain out the penalty clock. They're still woman down for 50 seconds after the defensive error from number 20, Emerson Patillo, the sophomore. Here's Morgan Lebeck, the junior, defended closely by Mckenna Harden. And now Kaylee Harden switches onto her. Bringing it behind the cage to number 2, Lucy Corey. Wilton still woman down for 25 seconds. Behind the cage, it's number 24, Ellie Chaffee. She moves it up. Carter, do you feel like Wilton is also almost being too conservative here in the early going? They haven't put up a single shot.
Part of me wants to say that they are being too conservative because a 3-goal deficit early in this one, only 10 minutes in. They definitely need to kind of stick it to the gun here quickly against New Canaan. But at the same time, New Canaan defense is doing such a good job, and they're not giving Wilton those opportunities. See, right there, I mean, they tried to get a little bit more aggressive, go right in, and New Canaan stopped them. So, truthfully, I think they're trying to be a little bit more aggressive, but they just can't.
Emerson Patillo came in out of the penalty box, made a great dodge, but she could not convert as she was stripped of the ball heading to the crease. And New Canaan right back in the swing of things offensively. Dylan Patton doing what she does. She's already got a hat trick just over 10 minutes into this game. And New Canaan is up 4-0 off a Quinn McKiernan assist. Dylan Patton, her third goal in 10 minutes, 8 seconds. Finishing on the right side of a cage. And Wilton head coach Meredith Adamicki is going to call her first timeout, a timeout her team really needs right now, Carter, as they cannot do anything on either side of a ball. They can't win draws right now, even though they've had a good effort from Kyra Howard. She's won a few. I should point that out. But offensively, as you mentioned, they've struggled. New Canaan's played airtight defense the second half of the season. And offensively, New Canaan is just, they've settled in.
That they have. Quinn McKiernan is doing an awesome job at the X spot. The same thing that she did in the FCIAC championship. Just loved finding that Dylan Patton target, just swarming in from the top and then just getting a quick goal. And she's already gotten 2 of those, 2 assists from Quinn McKiernan from behind the net, both off of the same look. And I think that's New Canaan's game plan right there. Quinn McKiernan is not getting a lot of defensive pressure. So, I think that's something that the Wilton coaching staff is trying to relay to their girls here.
And for Wilton, they are a really strong program, but New Canaan and Darien, just the blue bloods in the FCIAC. And when you look at Wilton's schedule this year, when they play a team not named New Canaan or Darien, they are undefeated. But once they match up against New Canaan and Darien, they are 0-4, in danger right now of becoming 0-5 if they do not settle in offensively and start to put some shots in the back of the net. They lost to New Canaan once during the regular season, as I've already mentioned, 8-6 on April 26th. They played Darien twice in the regular season. They lost to them both times, 10-5 on April 16th and 14-3 on May 13th. Then they played them in the FCIAC semifinals last Thursday, and at Lilly Field in Wilton, Darien took away the win to advance to the FCIAC championship game 12-6. If you were Coach Adamicki right now, Carter, what would be your message for your team?
I was saying, just adding more defensive pressure to Quinn McKiernan behind the net there. Yeah. I can definitely see their point in trying to keep more defensive men in front of the net to try to, add a little bit more bodies and, keep pressure on girls like Dylan Patton, who's going in so fast. Mm-hmm. But I think that hasn't really been working. Dylan Patton's been able to find those holes. Hollis Mullery has been able to find a hole. Yep. So I think that's what Wilton is going to have to do. Yes. Is add more pressure all throughout the defensive side, not just in front of the net.
And remember, the winner of this game will play the number 4 seed in the tournament and the number 2 seed in the latest coaches poll, Darien, in the state semifinals on Tuesday. Darien defeated Cheshire earlier today in a noon game because Cheshire has their prom this evening. So Darien able to make the little switch as they hosted the game and got the win. Darien looking to win their second straight Class L state championship. Kaylee Harden in for the draw, up against Kyra Howard. Ball is loose. Howard comes away with it, winning the possession for the Warriors.
Kyra Howard has done a great job at the face-off X there for Wilton. I think that's one of the great things going for them right now. It's her tenacious ability to win face-offs.
Yeah, Kyra Howard, who's committed to play at Coast Guard as a senior captain of this team. She's known since her sophomore year that she wanted to attend a service academy or do ROTC. So she's a woman with the plan, and so far it looks like she's executing that plan, executing on the draws for Wilton as well today.
It was a great job by Molly Snow there to come away with a ball and what would be a save turnover by the Wilton Warriors.
Snow behind the cage, a couple pump fakes, but she keeps it. Now brings it back over to number 12, Grace Williams, the junior. New Canaan's not too worried about those players behind the cage, Carter. They're just keeping things in front of them tight in front of the goalie, Claire Mahoney.
That's right. New Canaan's doing a great job of playing that woman-to-woman defense there and just waiting for the player at the X position right in front of the net because they know that they're not giving the Warriors any options going right in front of Claire Mahoney there.
Carolyn Barron with some great defense behind the cage on Grace Williams. Did not get fooled by a few spins. Now moving it over to the far wing. Wilton trying to take their time and add their first goal of the first half. They're down 4-0. Just over 13 minutes left to go in the opening frame. Here's Lebec, defended loosely by Shu. Lebec gets inside to her left. As a New Canaan defender falls over, the ball is loose, and it is stolen away by Kaylee Harden. Harden clears it with ease as she's now inside for 30. Now the 20, will Kaylee Harden go all the way with it? No, she's stripped from behind. Morgan Lebec comes away with it on the ground ball. And now Lebec facing some pressure and a violation on, I believe, Quinn McKiernan. Wilton will keep it. As they're trying to bring the ball back in play. McKiernan trying to pry it away from Lebec. Lebec clears it up to Belle Donano, the sophomore. And Belle Donano is fouled on her way to the crease. So a free position for the sophomore as Wilton looks to add their first strike of the first half.
Definitely a vital opportunity here for the Warriors.
Will Belle Donano convert up against the Brown committed goalie, Claire Mahoney? Donano gets inside and drills it near the turf. Wilton will add their first goal to pull within 3 with just under 12 minutes left to go in the opening half. Carter, your thoughts?
Definitely rising to the occasion there for the Wilton Warriors. Much needed goal as New Canaan started running away with a 4-goal lead, early in this, midway through this first half. But definitely a change of pace and momentum for the Warriors, and hopefully, they're going to look to build that momentum going forward.
This time it's going to be Lexi Tolley, the freshman, in at the draw, her first draw of the evening. It's a humid 70-degree day here from Dunning. It was raining and thundering earlier this evening. It's cleared up for this state quarterfinal game. And starting to clear up things at the draw. Number 13, Kyra Howard, continuing to do what she needs to do to keep Wilton within striking distance.
That's right. Kyra Howard just came away with that so quickly. And Coach Kristen Woods, obviously seeing the domination of the faceoff X by the Warriors, try to change some things up.
Really beautiful pass, and it's going to lead to a Wilton score. Number 16, Addison Patillo, the freshman, off an amazing feed, moving from left to right, and Wilton with 2 goals in 30 seconds to make it a 2-goal game.
As I was saying before, Wilton definitely got a change of pace, momentum on their side, and they're building off of it, making this a 2-goal lead for the Rams. A 2-goal lead is definitely a lot different than a 4-goal lead.
Yeah, that it is, Carter. We know the talent Wilton has. They were ranked as one of the top 25 teams in the country for a while before losing to Darien in the FCIAC tournament. They've got the goods, and they're looking to defeat New Canaan for the first time this year. The draw will be won by the Rams as Mckenna Harden gets to the ground ball. New Canaan looking to get things settled and continue to dominate on this end of the field as their defense is starting to slip a little bit. McKiernan playing from X, drifting to her right. I'm bringing it in front of the cage. Now over to the freshman star, Devin Russell. Stella Nolan, the sophomore. Moving off the ball. Quinn McKiernan back with the ball.
Wilton's definitely put a little more pressure on Quinn McKiernan there, as I mentioned before. So an adjustment from that earlier timeout, keeping New Canaan scoreless since then.
Mckenna Harden looking to put things into her own hands. What a beam from her hip. Mckenna Harden swings that one in to the left side of Amelia Hughes, top left corner. Mckenna Harden finds it and makes it a 5-2 game on her first goal. 10:35 left to go in the opening half. I don't want to say that's a hero ball shot from Mckenna Harden, but she's showing the people at home why she's UNC bound with that kind of stick work and finishing ability.
Yeah, Mckenna Harden is showing off her leadership abilities, not just as a UNC-bound athlete, but also as a captain of this New Canaan girls lacrosse team. I mean, what an important goal as Wilton came away with 2 goals there. Definitely important to add the momentum back to the New Canaan girls side. Wilton
won the draw, but Kaylee Harden intercepted the pass, and it's right back to the Rams. What a great play from another UNC-bound Harden.
Another Harden, yeah. Both Hardens just showing off their leadership qualities and definitely doing what needs to be done to keep this score on the Rams' favor.
And what a year it has been for the Harden sisters, especially Mckenna Harden, who is a senior captain on the girls' soccer team, hockey team, and the lacrosse team, and all 3 of them won the FCIAC tournament. That is one heck of an accomplishment to be a senior captain on all of those teams. Just so much success follows these 2, and you can tell by watching them on this field tonight.
That is right. Captains of all 3 teams won FCIACs in all 3 sports. But the one difference in lacrosse, Ian, is they actually get a chance at the state tournament here.
Yes.
So that's something that is definitely going to be important to Mckenna Harden, doing so much her senior year campaign with all 3 sports. But the one thing that she has the chance to do is to win a state tournament, and I know for a fact that that's what she wants.
Well said, yes. Here's Hollis Mulry with a snipe. Hollis Mulry getting shoved near the crease, and it didn't matter. Mulry re-extends the Rams' lead to 4 with 9:15 left to go in this opening half. And she adds her 2nd goal.
That she does.
And the assist will go to Mckenna Harden. Mckenna Harden putting the game in her hands right now, both as a facilitator and a scorer, as she now has both a goal and an assist.
The Warriors definitely feeling Mckenna Harden's presence on the field on the defensive and offensive side. As you said, Mckenna Harden having 2 points so far, and she's definitely being vocal on the defensive side. I just see her with her hands up, not letting any passes go through, and you don't really see her that often in the defensive zone because the player that she's guarding usually does not have the ball.
Yeah, you do not want to mess with Mckenna Harden on either end of the field. Lexi Tully on the draw and losing the draw to Kyra Howard. Howard gives it up to Ellie Chaffee, the junior. Wilton scored 2 unanswered goals to pull to within 2, and New Canaan has returned the favor with 2 unanswered of their own. As the scoring has started to pick up here.
Yes, one difference in the Warriors offense and the New Canaan offense that I see. The Warriors are definitely doing a lot of running around, which works for some offenses, but the Rams do a lot more passing. It looks like it's going to work there.
It does, Carter. Number 20, Emerson Patillo, is going to put it in the back of the net for the Warriors. A much-needed response with 8:34 left to go in the first half. Now both of the Patillo sisters have scored, one from the freshman Addison and one now from the sophomore Emerson.
It worked there for them. The Warriors doing a lot of running around, trying to keep the New Canaan Rams defense honest by doing a lot of fakes. The Rams do a lot more passing around, trying to find holes and trying to find cutters. So it's 2 different styles of offenses, and I think it's going to be interesting to see how it plays out.
A change at the draw control for New Canaan, as I believe they've put in Devin Russell on this one, matched up against Kyra Howard, trying to slow down the senior captain for Wilton.
We haven't seen Devin Russell a lot at the face-off X.
No, we haven't, but let's see if she can prove herself here. She had a piece of it, but Kaylee Harden is going to come away with the ground ball and win the possession for New Canaan. Harden swings it over to her sister Mckenna with 8:20 left to go in this opening half.
Even though it wasn't a clean draw, anything to stop Kyra Howard is a success.
And that it is. Quinn McKiernan brings it in front of a crease. Now throws a bad pass, which her teammate Stella Nolan will find. Bouncing away. Devin Russell moves right. Now on the wing, Mulry.
Personally, I was not expecting any fan sections considering we just had a thunderstorm, but both Wilton and New Canaan definitely showing out for this semifinal matchup in the state tournament.
Yes, and hopefully it's not the last game here at Dunning Field, as it looks like the higher seed, although not completely official, looks like the higher seed will host the semifinal game, and New Canaan, the only undefeated team in Class L, if they win here tonight, they would be hosting a game on Tuesday up against Darien. Here's Hollis Mulry, who's sandwiched, and a flag is thrown. That's going to be a charge on Hollis Mulry as she laid out the Bucknell-bound defender, Catherine Deneen.
What a great job by Kathleen Deneen, just holding her position, taking the charge by Hollis Mulry, and coming away with the turnover.
A great effort from one of the top players on this Wilton squad. Whistle is blown, as it looks like New Canaan is going to get the ball back. A violation on Wilton.
I wish I could tell you what happened there, but I cannot.
And unfortunately, I can't either. Which I'll take the blame. But a violation on Wilton, maybe too many people on the field. It's just a guess, but regardless, New Canaan's got the ball back. Here's Mckenna Harden. Harden drifts to her right. Mulry over to McKiernan. McKiernan already with 2 assists. And she will feed Dylan Patton, left all alone on an island. Using that speed, getting to her right. A great save from Amelia Hughes, but she does not cover up the ball, and it rolls right back to Patton.
Right, Amelia Hughes kind of nursing that shin there. I think she caught it off of that left leg. So hopefully that doesn't affect her pushing off and being able to get to those ground balls.
Hopefully she's all right, the Princeton commit.
Ian, being a former goalie, those shin shots do not feel good.
Especially at the speed some of these top flight New Canaan players can spin that ball. Here's Mckenna Harden. She'll retreat, now makes her move. Defense collapses on her, and she flings it out to Mulry. Wilton starting to get loud. McKiernan comes from around the cage, and a whistle is blown as she tried to put that shot up. It looks like McKiernan is going to get a free position.
Right, they're going to get an interference call on the Warriors' defense there.
So 5:28 left to go in the opening half. Can Quinn McKiernan add her first goal of the game and her 3rd point overall? From the 8-meter mark, she is too high.
It'll stay in New Canaan offense, luckily.
That it will, thanks to Hollis Mulry. But no good on the free position for Quinn McKiernan. Coach Kristen Woods earlier in the year stressed to me how important those shots are, saying they're just like a basketball free throw. You should convert them 75% of the time. And so far tonight, I believe on 2 Quinn McKiernan free position shots, she converted neither of them.
That's right.
She's back behind the cage here. In front of the cage, the cutter, Dylan Patton, couldn't get her stick on it. Hollis Mulry, great effort to get the background ball and to keep it with New Canaan. Hollis Mulry, pretty move. Will she finish off of it? No, Amelia Hughes with a good save. It stays with New Canaan again.
Ian, I hate to use this type of comparison, and no shot to Quinn McKiernan. However, Quinn McKiernan's role for this New Canaan offense is staying behind that X and just kind of watching and looking to see who's open, finding those cutters. So she's not that go-to shooter for Kristen Woods. So it's kind of comparable to that center at the field goal line. You know, she is not going to make the majority of those shots, but it's also not her role on the New Canaan offense.
Well, Kaylee Harden's role is to shoot and to score. Kaylee Harden does that quite well as she falls to the turf, but scores before doing so. 7-3 New Canaan, their lead back up to 4 with 3:46 left to go in the opening half as Kaylee Harden gets on the scoreboard for the first time tonight.
New Canaan definitely bounced back, scoring 3 since Wilton scored their 2 of the game. Not only, excuse me, they have 3. But definitely seeing that Wilton was building up some momentum and the Rams bounced back and extended their lead.
New Canaan now has 7 goals from 4 different goal scorers. Dylan Patton already with a hat trick with 3 goals. Kaylee Harden just added 1. Her sister Mckenna has 1 as well, and Hollis Mulry has 2. Great scoring distribution between this very talented New Canaan offensive unit. Devin Russell back in for the draw, and a false start will be called up against Kyra Howard. That's the second false start that's been called on her tonight. Devin Russell finds Hollis Mulry on the wing, and she'll give it right back up to the key facilitator, Quinn McKiernan.
I love Amelia Hughes' role in this Wilton defense, not just as a goalie, but she also goes behind the net a lot to have her presence felt. She came out and intercepted one pass, which was great, and she was just here definitely applying some pressure for the Rams runner going behind the net. So definitely a versatile defensive goalie.
Well, the FCIAC, they've got some great goaltenders. New Canaan's got one of them in Claire Mahoney, committed to play at Brown. Shea Dolce for Darien, the Boston College commit. She's fantastic. And Amelia Hughes is right up there as one of the top players in the state at her position. Committed to play at Princeton. A little fake from Quinn McKiernan. Gives it up to Kaylee Harden. Mckenna Harden gets it over to Devin Russell with just over 2.5 minutes left to go here in the opening half. Ian Nicholas, Carter Ellis, and the rest of the NCTV 78 crew bringing you this live action. Make sure you like and subscribe, as we might have the live stream of that New Canaan semifinal game if the Rams are able to stay strong throughout the second half and come away with a victory here tonight. Kaylee Harden, a little shake and bake, trying to get back inside. Over to Quinn McKiernan. New Canaan in no rush with no shot clock to work against.
A little Ricky Bobby action here up in the booth. Shake and bake.
Shake and bake. And you could say the same thing there, but that time a turnover for Devin Russell. She could not get inside. Amelia Hughes finds the ball, and Wilton now looking to clear and maybe add a fourth goal of this first half, which would make it a much more manageable game, Carter, heading into the halftime break.
That would be. And Coach Meredith Adamicki will definitely want just that going into the second half. As you said, a 3-goal deficit is definitely more manageable than a 4-goal deficit. And that momentum, the type of confidence going into the second half would definitely carry over for these Warriors.
Wilton now behind the cage. Here's number 20, Emerson Patillo, who scored a goal earlier in this game. Bringing it back behind the crease. Kaylee Harden with the defense. 1:10 left in half number 1. Patillo spins inside. The ball whacked, and that's going to be a free position for her as Courtney O'Connell with the illegal stick check. And Emerson Patillo from the left side of the cage at the 8-meter mark is going to look to add her second goal. Will Claire Mahoney make one of her first big saves of the evening? Patillo, she's going to shoot, and that's just untouchable. Emerson Patillo adds her second goal of the game as Wilton pulls back to within 3 on the free position make. 1:02 left to go in half number 1. Wilton's been able to convert on those free positions, Carter, and those costly penalties from New Canaan are keeping the Warriors in this game.
Right, Ian. As you said, Kristen Woods wants 75%, but Coach Meredith Adamicki is getting 100% from her girls.
Yes.
Making 3 for 3, I believe.
Going to be Kyra Howard at the draw once again for Wilton. And for New Canaan, once more, freshman Devin Russell. And Howard will get the best of the freshmen. 54 seconds left in the half as Wilton looking to cut into this New Canaan lead even more. Here's number 8, Gwyn Sullivan, the star junior. Moves it over to Emerson Patillo. 36 seconds. Courtney O'Connell with the defense. LeBeck, the ball's in her stick. She's at the 20. 23 seconds. Driving inside, putting up a shot that is deflected away by number 12 for New Canaan, which I believe is Emma Shue, who usually wears number 4. New Canaan on the other end now. 6 seconds in front of a crease.
What a shot.
And Amelia Hughes couldn't find that one from Kaylee Harden. Kaylee Harden scores for her second time in the first half. New Canaan's 8th overall, and they're back up 4 on that transition score from Kaylee Harden.
What I thought was going to be just a burned clock for the Rams here, they put one more in as Kaylee Harden caught Amelia Hughes sleeping there and just put one in top shelf.
Hollis Morey will be credited for the assist, so it's Morey's 3rd point of the game, 2 goals, 1 assist, and it is Kaylee Harden's 2nd goal. The juniors finding each other with only 3.2 seconds left in half number 1. Devin Russell and Howard match up one more time. Howard wins it. Mckenna Harden with the deflection to poke it loose. And that is the end of half number 1. A high-scoring affair here. It's the first time these two teams met up. The final score was 8-6 here on Dunning. But this time around, Carter, the New Canaan offense has exploded. They are getting a lot out of a lot of different players right now. And not only is it the Harden sisters who are playing to their best abilities. We have 4 points combined between the two. But really everyone for New Canaan is stepping on the offensive end to keep Wilton out of it so far.
Right, they're definitely having their players that they're most used to looking for those points, but they're definitely getting a lot of diversity in their point production, and it's great for Kristen Woods to see. I'm sure she's loving it, and definitely on the defensive end as well. They're doing a great job of locking down those Wilton Warriors. I think that the fouls and the penalties are definitely killing them. As I said, the Warriors capitalizing on 100% of their shot opportunities after fouls. So I think that's something that Kristen Woods is definitely going to be relaying to her girls.
So outside of the sloppy penalties, what else are on the other side of things? What does Wilton need to do right now offensively to get things going? Because they're getting a little bit lucky getting those free position shots, which usually should be gimmies, and they're converting on them, which is great. But they're winning the draws. Howard is getting the possessions for Wilton that they need, but they're not doing enough offensively to get those good looks near the crease.
Right. I definitely see that their turnover mark is 4-2 by Wilton. So I think those are kind of killing them. New Canaan's doing such a great job of capitalizing on the Wilton Warriors' mistakes. Granted, they're not making a lot of them, but when they do, the Rams are making them pay. And aside from that, I think that they are doing pretty good job defensively. Offensively, I think they need to take a little bit more shots. They're kind of just waiting until they get right in front of the goalie's face there, and it's not how you're going to score every single goal. So I think you need to take a little more shots from the outside and get some people in there for rebounds.
They certainly got the personnel to make those tough shots from the perimeter. Let's see if Wilton gets more aggressive and spaces out that offensive attack in the second half. We'll turn it back to the field here as before we head to the halftime break. We do not have the sponsors video for you, but I will read you our wonderful sponsors. First, I want to thank our NC Rams Platinum sponsors. Walter Stewart's our first, which has supported NC Rams athletics in the entire New Canaan community for years. Walter Stewart's is your fresh local market. We'd like to thank our sponsors, Melissa Rambuya and Kristen Harrow, the premier real estate partnership in Fairfield County for all your real estate needs. I want to thank our gold sponsor, Club Sandwich. Club Sandwich is New Canaan's destination for fresh sandwiches since 1986. And we want to thank our silver sponsors, Performance PT, Educational Futures, the SIG Insurance Agencies, OSSM Orthopedic Surgery and Sports Medicine, Renaissance Partners, and Rand Insurance. And lastly, before we head to the break, our black sponsors, Ready Rooster, Sheila La, 84 Sports New Canaan, the New Canaan Diner, NC Graphics, the Athletic Shoe Factory, Togs, Dr. Austin Feeney, the Lewis School of Driving, and Prudding and Company Custom Builders. The NC Rams All Sports Booster Club supports all New Canaan High School athletics. And again, a big thank you to all of our sponsors. Will the Rams pick up their 20th win on the year and advance to the state semifinal? Nicholas and Carter Ellis alongside the rest of the NCTV 78 crew. We will be back with the second half of this 8-4 ball game in 3 minutes, 14 seconds. Back for the second half of this state quarterfinals game. The NCTV 78 crew bringing you the live action between the number 1 seed in the tournament, the New Canaan Rams, and the number 9 seed in the tournament, the Wilton Warriors. New Canaan got off to a 4-0 start. Wilton has been back and forth with the Rams ever since, but New Canaan still holds a 4-goal lead here to start the second half. Carter, it's going to be Kyra Howard back in at the draw for Wilton, but New Canaan is going to move their superstar Kaylee Harden back to the draw, which makes a lot of sense considering Devin Russell and Lexi Tully have been doing their best, but Kaylee Harden, she's one of the top in the state at winning those draws.
That they will. New Canaan's definitely had a lot of changes at the face-off X for their girls, and Wilton has just gone right to, what's been working for them in Kyra Howard. They started the game off with Ashley Masterson. Couldn't really get anything going there, and definitely made the adjustment that they needed to find their success.
Kaylee Harden will win the opening draw this second half as New Canaan looks to add goal number 9 on the game. Dylan Patton a little spin. She had an excellent start. She already has 3 goals. Hollis Maury at pure speed levels, and she will miss wide right. It will stay with New Canaan as Quinn McKiernan was the closest to the ball as it trailed over the back line. McKiernan over to Dylan Patton alongside the near sideline. Swinging it to their right. Stella Nolan. Now using that shoulder, trying to get inside. Nolan wraps around the crease. She scored the first of New Canaan's 7 goals in their FCIAC championship win on Saturday. Dylan Patton looks for Devin Russell, and the bad pass will be scooped up by Wilton's number 22. And then there's Kaylee Harden. Amelia Hughes gets back in the cage. That could have been a disaster.
That's definitely a shot that we, should have seen from Kaylee Harden and that we expected to see.
Wow.
Definitely has a good shot, and I would have thought that she would just try to sneak it right, bottom shelf there.
Well, trying to finish top shelf, but missing off the free position is Stella Nolan, and then more whistles is blown as Nolan was pushed over, taking the shot.
It looks like it's going to stay in New Canaan possession.
It looks like it will.
Another
free position.
Free position.
From the 8-meter distance and off the right side of the cage. Stella Nolan pretty much gets a mulligan. Nolan shoots, and this time it finds the back of the cage as a frustrated Amelia Hughes cannot save it. The Rams now have their biggest lead of the evening. 5 goals up against the Wilton Warriors.
That's right. She got the mulligan, and she capitalized. That's not something that the Warriors want to give this Rams offense. As you said, I like how you mentioned that Kristen Woods expects 75% of those shots to be made.
Mm-hmm.
And when she expects that many to go in past Amelia Hughes, the Wilton Warriors definitely do not want to mess with that animal.
That they do not. Stella Nolan adding her first goal of the game. New Canaan's 9th overall, exactly 2 minutes into half number 2. Kaylee Harden looking to win her 2nd straight draw here in the second half. And that she will up against Kyra Howard. She has slowed her down as Harden brings it back in the middle of the field to find her sister McKenna on the pass.
Yeah, Kyra Howard definitely coming out so hot for the Warriors here at the face-off X. But with that face-off won by Kaylee Harden, it evens it up 7-7 in terms of face-offs. So a very important one for the Rams.
And that's the key stat in this game. Wilton, it's been a 50-50 game with those draws, Carter, but they just haven't been able to convert on the offensive side of things. It hasn't been problems winning possessions. It's been problems having really meaningful ones.
That's right. And something that I've liked talking to you about so much this year is the importance of face-offs and how they, kind of build momentum. And that's what starts your possession. And possession is so important in lacrosse.
Mm-hmm.
So, that 50-50 marker definitely downplaying the effect of the score here in this one.
Definitely. Lexi Tully has checked into the game for New Canaan, one of the 2 freshmen on the varsity roster, alongside Devin Russell. Her older sister, junior Caitlin Tully, is committed to play lacrosse at Cornell, but she tore her ACL before the first game of the season for New Canaan, and she has not played all year. What a great save from Amelia Hughes as Kaylee Harden was moving in at full speed, and Hughes denies her. And then a stick check from Quinn McKiernan. She's got a free path at the goal, and she'll put it in with a little bit of contact. Great play from Quinn McKiernan with the swipe and the score, and New Canaan now up 6. 21-14 left to go in the second half as Quinn McKiernan now has 3 points on the game, 1 goal, 2 assists.
What job by McKiernan there to force a turnover and then go back and capitalize. I mean, putting one in past Amelia Hughes is definitely not easy.
No.
And for her to fake that top shelf shot and then put it low is definitely no easy task. So hats off to McKiernan on that goal.
Amelia Hughes in the second half, Carter. We're not even 4 minutes in. New Canaan, they've had the ball for the entirety of it, and she's not getting any help from her defense right now. They have struggled to clear the ball. They haven't cleared it at all.
That's right. And frankly, I mean, this entire year, New Canaan has faced off against some great goaltending. As you said, in Shea Dolce, Amelia Hughes, the goaltending for St. Joe's just this past week was phenomenal despite the score differential. But, I mean, they have faced off against some great goaltending, and that just shows how high caliber this offense is.
And Kaylee Harden's going to win yet another draw. She's already won 3 in this second half. And right back on the offensive with the 6-goal lead. No signs of slowing down for Coach Kristen Woods' squad. Coach Kristen Woods, she didn't win an FCIAC championship with New Canaan until this year, but she's done great in the state tournament. She's won 6 state titles, and she's been to 9 state championship games. Can they get back to game number 10 this year? That is the question. They're going to have to go through Wilton today and then Darien here on Tuesday. So make sure you like and subscribe to NCTV 78 if you want to see that New Canaan-Darien game. Hopefully it's New Canaan-Darien. It might be Wilton-Darien if they can come back in this one. Let's see. We've still got plenty of time with just under 20 minutes left. New Canaan still keeping in their top flight unit. Only a 6-goal game. And Wilton not really putting too much on-ball pressure on these New Canaan players right now. They're playing off the ball.
They are playing off the ball. An adjustment for sure. Now, frankly, I thought the on-ball pressure was working for Wilton, but definitely making an adjustment here. They're probably going to play around with it and see how it works for them.
Stella Nolan now finds some room to her left. The ball is poked loose, and that's a turnover. The ground ball picked up by Catherine Deneen, and a turnover forced by Jem Peterkin, the sophomore. And Wilton will clear it. Their first offensive possession of the second half. It only took them 6 minutes to get it over to this side of the field.
That's definitely frustrating for any offense and for any team in general, especially trying to build some momentum coming into the second half, as the Rams have extended their biggest lead of the game at 6 goals. So not having the ball in the offensive zone for the Warriors is definitely frustrating, only playing defense for the first 6 minutes.
Here's Ella Patterson with some good defense up against Addison Patillo. And now here is the older Patillo, Emerson. Back to her here. 18:20 left to go in the second half as a whistle is blown. And Wilton is going to be woman up as Carolyn Barron commits the foul and will move behind Emerson Patillo. But she will not head to the penalty box. Patillo dodges left, defended by Kaylee Harden. Now behind the cage. Emerson flips 3. What a shot. Fakes high, finishes low, and Emerson Patillo is going to add her 2nd goal of the game. Warriors 5th overall. Just under 18 minutes left to go in the second half.
Right, Ian. As I go to my stat sheet, I think that's her 3rd goal of the game. So she adds one for her hat trick. The Patillo sisters having 4 goals together.
Yes.
And then, obviously, Donano having that second goal of the game.
Carter is correct. Emerson Patillo with the hat trick. Her younger sister Addison with one, and as he mentioned, Donano with one. But what a crafty shot there. Finishing low, but faking high, coming from around the cage. Takes guts to try to pull that off, but she definitely has the stick work to do it.
Yeah, I mean, faking out Kaylee Harden behind the net, it's no easy task, and then just going there, faking high, shooting low on Claire Mahoney, you know, definitely showing off her skill set.
Devin Russell back at the draw there, and the ground ball is collected by Dylan Patton as Russell wins her first draw of the second half. Here's McKiernan playing from X.
And Ian, as Kaylee Harden is running away with the face-off tallies in this second half, the Warriors go back to Ashley Masterson on that face-off, the freshman. So, as I said, definitely, you know, a lot of adjustments for New Canaan once they find what's working for them. Then the Warriors go back to adjusting and still not working.
Two of the top programs in the FCIAC. They have plenty of players who can take and win those draws, and they are playing a game of chess right now. Really nice pass, and that is just a great connection for Dylan Patton, scoring off the Quinn McKiernan assist. And she finishes in the top left corner of the cage to add New Canaan's 11th goal of the game. The lead back up to 6 with just over 17 minutes left to go in the half. Dylan Patton, her 4th goal. Quinn McKiernan, her 3rd assist.
Yeah, what a shot there by Dylan Patton, getting it up high. No chance for Amelia
Hughes.
Amelia Hughes. I'm in a mind blank there. For Amelia Hughes to get to that one, just over her head, lunging at it, you know, not able to do much. And interestingly enough, Ian, the Wilton fan squad, their student section, growing in this game.
Kaylee Harden could not get out there to win that draw. Instead, number 26, Ashley Masterson, the freshman, is going to win it. Wilton, they've got great fans. Give them credit. They do travel. They do get loud, and they've got great sports in the town of Wilton. Really strong programs from football to basketball to boys and girls lacrosse. They field great teams, and they have great bomb squads. But Wilton's going to need a little bit more of fan support to get back in this game. They're down 6 goals with 16.5 minutes left to go. New Canaan came into the half up 8-4, and they have outscored Wilton 3-1 so far through the first 9 minutes of this second half. Doing what they need to do to close out Wilton. Here's number 16, Addison Patillo. Had a goal earlier in this game. And now number 20, Emerson Patillo. Looking to make some smooth moves again. And whistle is blown. Still not sure what the call is, but Wilton will keep it. Might have been a shooting space violation. Kaylee Harden will get faked out there by Molly Snow. Snow still has it. Wrapping around the other side of the cage. Kaylee Harden keeping her stick high on the defensive end of things.
New Canaan staying true to their woman-to-woman defense. It's been working for them. One thing that Wilton has done a great job of, obviously, the free shot opportunities, and what a goal.
That's a great cut from number 16, Addison Patillo. The Patillo sisters keeping Wilton in this game. Addison now has 2, Emerson has 3, and Wilton now has 6 collectively to pull back to within 5 with just over 15 minutes left to go in the half.
Right, and hats off to Wilton not only for adding their 6th goal, but also to proving what I was about to say, is that New Canaan's doing a great job of playing man-to-man in front of the net and not doing a lot to the offensive men behind the net. One, giving them the opportunities to pass it to those cutters, and 2, giving them the opportunity to dodge and get right in on the crease and put a couple past Claire Mahoney.
Freshman against freshman for this draw. Devin Russell versus Ashley Masterson. And Devin Russell will get under it, but a whistle is blown. It will stay with New Canaan nonetheless, as Russell flips it back to Kaylee Harden. Every time Wilton scored today, Carter, New Canaan has had the response offensively to keep them at a distance.
Yes, they have, and that just shows the leadership qualities of this Rams offense and Kristen Woods' ability to rally her girls to keep the momentum in the Rams' favor.
Let's see if they can do it once again here on this possession. Dylan Patton with it, moving inside the 20. She's got 4 goals. Over to Hollis Mulry. Bad pass picked off by Morgan Lebeck as Hollis Mulry turns it over. Lebeck moves it up the field to Grace Williams. Williams pressured by Captain Courtney O'Connell. Whistle is blown, and it's a violation on O'Connell. Play resumes. Just over 14 minutes left to go in regulation. Wilton with the New Canaan with the rare turnover on offense so far today. Trying to remain perfect. Currently 19-0 after a 15-0 regular season, a 3-0 championship-winning FCIAC tournament, and 1-0 so far in the state tournament. As a whistle is blown, it's going to stay with Wilton.
And I couldn't tell you if it's more to the liking of Wilton's defensive ability or New Canaan's offense just sleeping a little bit, but that's the second pass that was cut off cleanly. The first one, obviously, by the goaltender, and then that second one, the Wilton Warriors able just to run away with it. So I think it's more so. What a shot!
And a really pretty look for number 2, Lucy Corey, who bounced that one in and got it to go up against Claire Mahoney. That is about as good a look as you will find in this game. Dead center right in front of a crease. Lucy Corey scores for the first time today, and Wilton back in the game somewhat. Back to within 4. 11-7 is your score with just over 13 minutes left to go.
I don't know if it's just me, but it seems like every time I try to bring up a good point, someone scores and cuts me off.
The announcer jinx, it's a real thing. But what did you like about that goal there, Carter?
I liked how she was able just to put the ball right in between Claire Mahoney's legs, down low. That's what's been working for the Warriors. They're not getting a lot past Mahoney up high, and they've been able to notice that. So they're definitely paying attention to their, shot placement and finding what's working in this game.
Dylan Patton looking to win the draw, or Devin Russell. And instead, Morgan Lebeck, who was relentless trying to get after that ground ball, she comes away with it, and then she turns it over. Dylan Patton is able to pry it away from Lebeck. Patton was swarmed. The defense not in position. Here's Kaylee Harden. And finally, Wilton gets back defensively just in time. That could have been a disaster on the break.
That was, a man-up opportunity for Kaylee Harden there. And definitely could have made the Warriors pay, but she pulls out and sticks back to the Rams' game plan, which is work the ball around and then find the perfect opportunity, find the holes in the Wilton Warriors defense. So we're going to see if they can do just that and bounce back in good fashion the same way they have been for each goal.
It's an FCIAC battle in the Class Al CIAC State Tournament. The winner will play another FCIAC team on Tuesday at the higher seed, the 4 seed in the state tournament, Darien. Here's Quinn McKiernan, the Trinity-bound senior, moving it up to Stella Nolan. Devin Russell feeds the senior McKiernan. New Canaan slowing it down. Coach Kristen Woods watching from the sidelines now in her 15th year with the program. The former Wilton High School graduate she was as well, trying to pick up another win up against her alma mater.
I didn't know that. That's pretty interesting.
Well, I've got a few tricks up my sleeve.
You did your homework.
You want to know where Kristen Woods went to college?
Sure, yeah. I couldn't guess. I was trying to think.
Where are you going in the fall, Carter?
Did she actually go to Penn State?
That she did.
That's awesome.
And she was a player there, and a good one.
I did not know that.
Well,
if I knew that, I would have brought it up to her. I would have talked about some Nittany Lions with her.
Well, now after the game, I guess we know where you're going. Just over 10:50 left to go. Coach Kristen Woods looking to get her team back to the semifinals in the state tournament for the 4th straight year. And New Canaan burning out this clock with their 4-goal lead. Look like they're well on way to doing so unless Wilton can create a turnover here. Hollis Mulry gets it over to McKiernan. She's pressured a bit, but Wilton is really just playing off the ball, and instead of trying to force the issue, is instead waiting for a New Canaan mistake. Stella Nolan is now getting pressured. They're trying to get to that sophomore right now. Let's see if they're able to force the turnover. Mckenna Harden with the screen. They move it to Kaylee Harden. Kaylee Harden moves to her right, and she is fouled on her way to the crease. She's going to get a free position from the 8-meter mark.
Right, and when they can't find the holes, just drawing a penalty is what they need to do.
She's already got 2 goals today, but she will not try to get her 3rd there.
Goes to show you, Kristen Woods believes that just burning down clock is a lot more effective than trying to put some more past the Warriors here.
Trying to play it safe and keep it on this side of the field. And with no shot clock, who blames them? Stella Nolan has the ball. And now Devin Russell, defended by number 18, Belle Donano. Russell once again, still defended by Donano, who has the lone Wilton goal not scored by a Patillo sister today. Nolan moves it back to Dylan Patton. 3 first-half goals, 1 second-half goal for the Cornell-bound junior. Can we get goal number 5? Yes, we can! As she bounces one past Amelia Hughes. 5 goals for Dylan Patton, and the Rams are now back up by 5.
Ian, as you mentioned, Dylan Patton being the reigning FCIAC MVP with 3 goals against Darien, and she just put up her 5th with 8 minutes left in this one. So carrying that same momentum and skill set into the state tournament, hopefully she would be able to do the same. That's if they advance to play Darien on Tuesday.
Yep, Amelia Hughes, she has tried her best in this game, but you can see a bit of her disappointment just in her body language right now with her shoulders on her knees. She's had a solid game, Carter, but New Canaan, they have, with the offensive possessions they've had, they've made them count, almost every single one of them.
Yeah, they have. Amelia Hughes doing everything that she can, not just inside the net, as I said, but also creating turnovers. So, hats off to her. She's doing everything she can and just, not quite getting all the support that she would want.
Ashley Masterson wins the draw, and then she is going to be fouled by Emma Shue. So she's going to get a free position and a good-looking shot potentially here from the right side of the cage with 8:21 left to go in regulation. Masterson moves in and connects. Sniping one past Claire Mahoney. Masterson is going to add Wilton's 8th goal of the game and back to a 4-goal game here. Wilton has now had 2 freshmen score. Ashley Masterson and Addison Patillo both have a goal apiece. Or, excuse me, Patillo has 2. Masterson with the lone goal there on the free position.
That's right, and a couple times before, Ashley Masterson on the faceoff dot kind of acted as a FOGO and went right off, but there she is, staying in the game and making the Rams pay as she puts one in past Claire Mahoney on the free shot attempt.
That she does. Wilton, they show no quit. Their season on the line here. It's win or go home. Not like the FCIAC tournament where you've got a state tournament that follows it in this spring season. But the loser of this game, their season in 2021 is over. Will it be New Canaan, who stays perfect at 20-0 as the draw once again won by the Rams, or will it be Wilton, who surges late in this game and finds a way to topple New Canaan. Mckenna Harden, underhand serve to Hollis Mulry, tightly defended, playing from X. Mulry trying to run away from the defense of number 26, Ashley Masterson. Or excuse me, maybe number 25, Morgan Brakely.
What a save.
Amelia Hughes able to scoop it up. Showing her talents late in this one.
Amelia Hughes definitely frustrated with the outcome of the game thus far, but still doing everything she can to keep her fellow Warrior women in this one. Still trying to get that support from her defenseman to clear the ball there.
And she's going to turn it over herself as she had no support from any of her teammates. None of them were open. She chucked it up, and the pressure from Quinn McKiernan will force the Wilton turnover.
Quinn McKiernan is an attackman, but gosh, does she do such a good job of creating turnovers and not giving the Warriors any chance to clear the ball. And that's what you want to see from your attackmen. You don't want to only see them put goals in the net and make assists, but also to keep the ball in your possession.
Exactly, and when you've got the size that Quinn McKiernan does, she was also a senior captain basketball star for New Canaan as well. She's got the ability to pressure opposing goaltenders if she's in that opportunity. If she's in that position, rather. Here's Lexi Tully moving to her right, gets a bit of a screen from Mckenna Harden. She gives it up.
Lexi Tully thought she saw a hole there, but the Warriors defenseman double-teamed her, closed that hole right up. And the Rams go right back to doing what they do best, just spin the ball around and find the perfect opportunity.
Dylan Patton playing from X. A 5-goal game for the FCIAC Championship Game MVP. And when the All-FCIAC awards come out for girls lacrosse, it would be very surprising if she was not on the first team. Screen from Mckenna Harden. Patton being defended by number 11, Jen Peterkin, the sophomore.
The girls for New Canaan having such a skill set, on their offense and defense. It'd be interesting to see how many of them do make it to the FCIAC first team and do get all-state recognition, because this is definitely one of the most skillful teams we've seen in years.
In years, especially, and who knows, it would be quite the story if in this COVID year they were able to stay undefeated and win the last 3 games and finish 22-0 to win both FCIAC and state tournaments. Let's not get too ahead of ourselves, but they've got the personnel to do it. They got both the Harden sisters. We both know they're going to be first team All-FCIAC and All-State. That's a given. But then you've got more than just that. You've got Dylan Patton. You've got Hollis Mulry. You've got Quinn McKiernan. You've got a freshman who does not look like a freshman in Devin Russell. And Stella Nolan, who's been a really solid player as well. And you've got an All-FCIAC goaltender in Claire Mahoney. What don't you have is the question with this team.
Right, and to add to that is their all-star caliber record. It's 19-0. They've beat every team that they see ahead of themselves. I mean, they've beaten Darien 3 times. They've beaten the top dog, Ludlow, on the other side of the state bracket. So the sky's the limit for these girls. I've said it multiple times, and it'll be interesting to see, if they do get to that state game. So, there's no reason to say that, you can't get too ahead of yourself. I mean, of course, we're no future tellers, but the numbers and the statistics are there to support that statement.
That they are. New Canaan, they have passed every test this year. 3 meetups with Darien. This is their second meetup with Wilton. They now have a 4-goal lead with just over 3.5 minutes left, and it looks like they are well on their way to picking up win number 20. They've beaten all the other top 10 teams in the state that are in the FCIAC: Greenwich, Ridgefield, Ludlow, St. Joe's a couple times. They're not top 10, but they're a good up-and-coming team. Staples, they've done it all.
Right, and this year with no out-of-state games on their schedule, definitely playing, Darien 3 times is, definitely peculiar and out of the ordinary. So, as the Rams just run the clock down here with 3 minutes left, the 4-goal cushion, it'll be interesting to look at how many other seasons the Rams have played the Darien Blue Wave 4 times in one campaign.
I couldn't tell you. I mean, I know there have been plenty of seasons where they've met up both in the FCIAC tournament and the state tournament, but very rarely do they meet up twice in the regular season. New Canaan showing no intention of scoring right now as they are just chewing clock out. Olivia Lockhart has checked into the game for them offensively, the senior. 2:20 left to go. The Rams started the year outside of the top 25 in the Nike U.S. Lacrosse poll, ranking the top girls lacrosse high school teams of the nation. And for quite a while, they have sat as the number 3 team in the land. And the only other school in Connecticut ranked in the top 25 right now is Darien. And for a time, Wilton was 22.
Right, and the Wilton Warriors get the ball back here. Definitely vital. I mean, on the other side of things, Amelia Hughes stepped out of the net to try to add more defensive pressure, and that turnover definitely worked, in their favor. So not giving the Rams any opportunity to score in the open net. And with a minute 46, Coach Meredith Adamicki tries to regroup her girls to do what they can to soften this cushion a little bit.
Yep, these Wilton Warriors, they show no quit. They're one of the top programs in the state for a reason, and they have been for years. And they have been title winners in the past. They've won state tournaments. They've won 6 FCIAC championships. They are a perennial contender, just like New Canaan and Darien. A minute 46 left in this game as Wilton will call the timeout. They're down 4. Looks unlikely that they're going to be able to score 4 goals in a minute 46. Let's see what happens. Overall, if they do lose this game, Wilton will end their 2021 season 13-5, losing in the semifinals of FCIACs to Darien and losing now in the state quarterfinals to New Canaan. And these two teams, they have a great rivalry. New Canaan has met Wilton in the FCIAC championship game 4 times, and Wilton has beaten them all 4 times. So this rivalry is a good one. It's gone back and forth, but this year it's been all New Canaan, Carter, as it looks like very handedly they are going to pick up their second win on the year up against the Warriors.
That's very right. And basically in every other sport, the teams are matched up quite evenly. Hockey, football, basketball, Darien, Wilton, New Canaan, Greenwich, Staples, you name it. They're all pretty even and competitive. But this year, especially in boys lax, I mean, the Darien Blue Wave just running away with their skill set, showing what they're capable of, only having 1 loss to Brunswick. So as we've mentioned, that New Canaan-Wilton rivalry kind of emerging as a great one, as they're 2 very matched teams, and not much contention against the Blue Wave this year.
No, Wilton will most likely be 0-2 this year against New Canaan and 0-3 against Darien for girls lacrosse, and we all know what the Darien boys lacrosse team has done to opposing FCIAC competition and now state competition in the state tournament. A little bit crowded here, moving inside, trying to bounce one in, and it will not drop for Molly Snow. They do keep possession, though, with the minute 26 left. Looking to add goal number 9. Back behind the cage is Snow, using that length to corral that pass.
Wilton's just trying to find every little nugget of space here, but New Canaan's just locking them down and not giving them any opportunities.
Snow with a fake and a stick side low shot. That misses wide right. It will stay with Wilton. Exactly a minute left in regulation. New Canaan well on their way to advancing to the state semifinals, where they will play and host the Darien Blue Wave on Tuesday afternoon. Ball is loose. Yellow hanky is pulled out. Looks like it's going to be a foul on New Canaan and a blatant enough foul to give Wilton a free position shot from the left side of the cage. Let's see if Claire Mahoney has one more big save left in her. Just under 47 seconds left. The shot is put up and in by Wilton's number trying to figure it out here with the blue jerseys and the blue numbers. Makes it a bit difficult. But let's see what PA announcer Bill Brown has on who scored goal number 9 for Wilton today. Number 16, it will be
Patillo sister.
Addison Patillo. Both the Patillos with hat tricks. And good news for Coach Adamicki. She's got them for the years to come. Addison, who scored that goal, only a freshman. Her sister, Emerson, only a sophomore, as they now have 6 of Wilton's 9 goals. Kaylee Harden in for probably one last draw. Trying to close this game out right. And that she will.
Speaking on young talent, Ian, of course the New Canaan Rams are going to miss their senior captain in Mckenna Harden, but they do have a lot of young talent. I mean, her younger sister, Kaylee, Hollis Mulry, Dylan Patton, all very skilled girls lacrosse players, and Kristen Woods is definitely going to have a stacked team next year as well.
She always has great teams. She's coached plenty of all FCIAC talent, all state talent, a couple of All-Americans. She's coached some greats, and Mckenna Harden is the next superstar that will graduate from New Canaan High School, but she's certainly got some great talent as Wilton is trying to force one last turnover. New Canaan is moving it all around the field seamlessly with 7 seconds left. Just drain it out clock. And 12-9 will be your final. As for the 4th straight Class L state tournament, the New Canaan Rams will be advancing to the state semifinal round, defeating Wilton for the 2nd time this year here on Dunning Field. Wilton's season is now over, losing in the semifinals of FCIACs, now the quarterfinals of states. They will finish 13-5 in New Canaan, continuing to stay perfect, undefeated at 20-0. What a year it's been for Coach Kristen Woods' squad, as we'll bring it back up to the booth here. Ian Nicholas joined by Carter Ellis. Carter, this year has just been win after win after win for this team. It's almost like it's getting unimpressive at this point. It just looks routine, but they continue to knock down the top teams in the state, and they make it look easy, and they made it look easy tonight. Although Wilton, they did have some really good responses. The Patillo sisters, they came to play, but this game from start to finish was in New Canaan's control.
That's right. What a season it was for Wilton. I'll say it again. Hats off to that squad. I mean, they did everything they could. Just couldn't take down the 2 Goliaths in the FCIAC County region in Darien and New Canaan, going 0-5 against them, and then 13-0 against all other opponents.
Yep.
I mean, what a season, what a record that is as well. And then on the other side of things, New Canaan, capping this game off, going 20-0, so far this year, and they're definitely coming in with momentum against Darien on Tuesday. So it was a great matchup here on Dunning.
And we'll have a great matchup on Dunning once again on Tuesday, as Carter mentioned. It will be New Canaan Darien Volume 4, and will Darien finally get the better of New Canaan in the 4th edition is the question. It will be the 3rd time that these 2 teams meet up on Dunning Field. And Carter, as we look ahead to that Tuesday state semifinal game, what are you looking forward to most in the 4th edition of this historic rivalry?
What I'm looking forward to most is just if New Canaan can, go 4-0 against Darien this year. I mean, no matter how good you are, beating one team 4 times in 1 year almost doesn't seem realistic, and it definitely has not happened very often.
No.
That's a hard feat. I mean, keeping the momentum, keeping the same mindset for each and every game is no easy task whatsoever. So we know that New Canaan has the skill set to do it, but the big question is, do they have the mentality?
They certainly seem like they have a championship mentality. They've already defeated Darien in one tournament this year, the FCIAC tournament, on Saturday. And now they will play for the 2nd time in 2 weeks on Tuesday right here from Dunning Field. And we here at NCTV, we will have the live stream for you. So make sure you like and subscribe to NCTV 78 so you don't miss the state semifinal game between the 1 seed in the state tournament, the New Canaan Rams, and the 4 seed, but the 2nd best team in the coaches poll, Darien. We'll bring it back to the field here as we'll show you the final score one last time. New Canaan 12, Wilton 9. The Rams advancing to 20-0, but their job not finished as they look to pick up 2 more wins and win their 7th ever state title. Wilton, their season now over, finishing 13-5. Want to thank my entire crew for the great work they did this evening. The weather held up, but we kept everything in the press box warm and dry, all that good stuff. Want to thank our camera operator, Sydney Sibilia, my producer, Emily Fox, my color commentator, Carter Ellis, doing a great job. Hopefully we'll have you back on the call on Tuesday for the state semifinals game. Want to thank, yeah, you will. Want to thank my advisor, Roman Sobolski, and the athletic director, Jay Egan, and the PA announcer and the FCIAC champion boys golf coach, Mr. Bill Brown. Shout out to him. And before we go, want to thank our sponsors one last time. Want to thank our two great platinum sponsors, Walter Stewart's, which has supported NC Rams athletics in the entire New Canaan community for years. Walter Stewart's is your fresh local market. We'd like to thank our sponsors, Melissa Rambuya and Kristen Harrow, the premier real estate partnership in Fairfield County for all your real estate needs. Want to thank our gold sponsor, Club Sandwich. Club Sandwich is New Canaan's destination for fresh sandwiches since 1986. Want to thank our silver sponsors, Performance PT, Educational Futures, the SIG Insurance Agencies, OSSM Orthopedic Surgery and Sports Medicine, Renaissance Partners, and Rand Insurance. And lastly, a big thank you to our black sponsors, Ready Rooster, Shilala, 84 Sports New Canaan, the New Canaan Diner, NC Graphics, the Athletic Shoe Factory, Togs, Dr. Austin Feeney, the Lewis School of Driving, and Prudding and Company Custom Builders. Again, a big thank you to all our sponsors. The NC Rams All Sports Booster Club supports all New Canaan High School athletics. Ian Nicholas signing off from this humid yet dry day from Dunning Field. The Rams prevail and advance to their fourth straight Class L semifinals round game, where they will play their arch rival Darien on Tuesday right here on Dunning Field. Make sure you like and subscribe so you can hear my amazing voice one last time.
Don't forget mine.
And yours, whatever. We'll see you later, everyone.